Good morning, the 17th of September. Market opened higher than last Friday, and the price seems to stay within the channel and having intention of going past it. You know, if you look at it now, we'll keep you updated later on this morning. From the top, I've stepped down the channels, and what's happened? Can you see this is a 12? This is a 12 range bar chart, and it seems to have a big sort of shooting star at the top. You know, so this is sort of like quite trustable. At the moment, I'm looking at a client's account, and I got to look for somewhere for him to exit. So at the moment, that's a contract, a place, a few days back. So it's making quite a bit. So what's happened now is I'm looking at see whether the price level will get to the starting point. If it doesn't, then I cannot say this is sort of like a downtrend. I got a feeling it will still sort of retrace back to 2726, I reckon. Then once it's get to the level, then I might sort of want to get rid of his contract. Got to get a good exit point for this guy there, because I lost a bit of his money last week, so just want to make sure that sort of like at least recover a bit, today for that guy. So this is why I'm looking at his account, that's the focus today. Right, here's the critical point there, 20714. So that's the point. So it all depends on whether it's actually up or down. As the low point, the pivot, so far the low point is 206.85. So still got a chance to go up today. So here we go. So it's actually went past the 20716 line there. As you can look at the 3 range bar, because this is quite difficult to look at this chart there, because see that this is higher than this pivot is higher than the previous pivot, but this pivot there is lower than that pivot, so it's very difficult to tell, particularly as a 3 range bar chart. See there is any momentum there. If you look at the 12 range bar MACD, yeah, it seems to have a little bit of momentum. U-turning at that point, yeah, it is, yes. So have a look at the 18 range bar MACD. It might sort of give us some kind of info, but as I keep saying this, MACDs is actually coming from price action, so it's not a predictor. It's just info. It's like it's accumulations of previous info. That's all. See, if the price can, this resistance line is quite important there. So it's just a matter of whether price action can go past the whip. If it does, then yeah, it sounds quite. If it does go past that level, then it might stand a very good chance to go up for another sort of 100 points. We'll see at 10:30. I think what I'm going to do is I will be sort of exit or mark an exit here, a stop loss for the client, because it seems to sort of losing a little bit of momentum here. Okay, let's mark it there. about there.
Order pending.
It's still good at 100 points profit for the guy. Here we go, sort of like losing a bit of momentum there. It could be a retracement, but I set a stop at the 20700. Just filled the order, and it seems to have any resistance there. It's got rid of the contract at 20701. Hopefully it's the right sort of choice. It seems that I made the right choice and exit the contract at 20701 because the market seems to go down a bit. It went past the previous pivot now. If you look at a faster chart, a 3 range bar chart, but still too early to confirm. As you can see, this pivot went past the starting price already. So so it's just a matter of, so it's like a 50-50 chance now. You can't really sort of tell whether it will go up or down, but I reckon it should sort of like, go a downward tendency now. So if there is any good retracement, then you can go for a put. Let's talk about entry point. I mean, no doubt at the moment the price is dropping, okay, to a new level, a new pivot there. A lot of people actually, they were sort of rushing at this point because it looked like it is a downtrend. But again, you got to look at some, if you look at the momentum, RSI and stochastic, if you look at it, at the moment it's still at the sort of like, at the low, at a very sort of low level now. It's not low, but it's at a low level. Very likely, because anything at the low level, it might bounce. So it's not a good time to get in now. Wait for the retracement. It's no point of getting, like, for example, you get in now at 20656, you start crying in a minute. Man, you can't say it is a definitely bad entry, but I won't do it. Emergent, if you had already got into the trade, sometimes want to place a trailing stop there. Say take this price as an example at 654. Okay, normally you put a 30 pips trading stop, at this particular point. But sometimes even a 30 point is not enough. That means if you haven't got into the trade, you can wait for at least 30 pips before you get into the trade, like 20681, rather than like chasing it at this particular moment. I place a Fibonacci retracement here, assuming this is the bottom of this pivot. Looking at the pattern of HSI, you don't really have to believe me, but I reckon today it won't sort of like go down like 600 points. So if you look at it, very likely the retracement would not be like at 38.2. So very likely is in between like 50 to 61. That's the retracement point. Assuming if it start climbing up from this point onward, 20635. I would say that if I want to make an entry, I would make an entry for a short contract. I would make it at 20683. So then you can have a stop at max stop at 20720. So you're talking about a 40-point stop. So I'll try to place a stop in here. Sorry, I'll try to place a short in here at 20683.
Order pending.
And I'm going to play a stop somewhere there. Quite a wide stop, actually.
Order pending.
So let's work on a 2-1. So I would say I'm going to have a target at, say, 610.
Order pending.
This is a setup. If you were chasing a price just now, you are sort of like back to square one by now. As you can see, the price went back up to 20660 level. I think heading towards the afternoon, I think I can just leave the order here, or possibly can move up the entry point a little bit, because I think after the afternoon it might the price might bounce a little bit. If it's bounced, it might hit the entry point. Only if you still believe that the price is a sideways market today anyway. But even though it's sideways, there is still a kind of a direction, whether it's going up or down. If you still believe the market is heading down, then yeah, that will be a very good configuration for the entry. So the market finally closed at 20669. So if you got in just now at 60, so you're still making a loss. So this is why you should wait. So I moved that up a little bit, just in case if it's sort of like when the market reopened, it bounced a little bit, So try to catch the knife, in the air, see what's happened.